Hi, I'm Liz Beck, the director of Hope for Addiction, an organization that helps people who are coming out of a life of addiction. But I'm also a mom, a single parent, and someone who personally knows the heartache of addiction in my own family. Substance abuse almost killed me, not because I used, but I was married to someone who did. The most insane time of my life began in 2007. My husband had become so unstable in his addiction that we didn't know what life would be from moment to moment. There were days that I didn't even know where he was. When he was gone, things were quiet. But when he was home, we didn't know what to expect. Life became a series of 911 calls, police visits, and worsening unruly behavior. We tried rehab, hospitals, counselors, and program after program. Some things appeared to work for a while, but soon we were back in a cycle of chaos. However, in the middle of this darkness, something beautiful happened. My church family at Sovereign Grace saw what was happening, and they rallied around us. And they cared for me and my children in the darkness. They took my frantic calls and went above and beyond what I had seen anyone do before, like holding a birthday party for my son after the day was wrecked by yet another incident. I felt such love for them, more than I had ever experienced from anyone. I learned that this was a reflection of the love Jesus had shown them. During these months of crisis, I realized I was in the care of a loving God who was not disturbed by the chaos surrounding my life. He was completely in control of it. My pastors met with me almost weekly, and my closest friends cared for me. Experiencing God's love through His people in this way changed me. I felt hope. And in the devastating circumstances that led to the failure of my marriage, God restored my life. He filled the emptiness, and He brought light into the dark places of my heart. As I started to rebuild my life after divorce, God began to stir in me a desire to help people with addictions, something new, like what my church had done for me. I knew there were many that were lost in the hopelessness of their addiction. They needed to meet the Savior who died to rescue them. People coming out of a life of addiction need help. They need a safe place to heal, a safe place to share their struggles and their fears. They need the church. The church is meant to be the community that people need. In response, we launched Hope for Addiction in December 2013. Our program provides the ongoing support people need as they rebuild their lives. Many don't know how to accomplish the simplest of tasks. Some can't even get out of bed or go to the store. Some don't know how to have friends, and none know how to do life without drugs or alcohol. They need people who are further along in their journey of faith to help teach them how to live. This is what we do. We walk out this messy life together, and we help people transition into the life of the local church. We help the local church know how to care for and serve people who want a new life. Just as my kids and I were settling into the new normal of life and caring for people, I received the phone call that rocked my world and my faith. My ex-husband, Rob, died of a prescription drug overdose. Rob believed the lie that he could never change. The fallout has devastated my family, and we are still reeling from the effects even today. This is why we know how important it is for someone coming out of addiction to find a safe place to rebuild their lives. I need this safe place to heal as much as anyone. That safe place is the church, where we can hear the words of our loving Savior, find common ground with others who are suffering, and live life together in community. Living with addiction is awful. It feels like death, and sometimes it is death. But Jesus is greater than all of that. Hope for Addiction introduces people to Jesus, who conquered death and feelings of death. The church has the answer to the addiction problem. We must step up and proclaim the good news and the hope that is found in Jesus to a lost and dying world. These are my kids, Grace and Robert. I can't imagine life without them. We've been through a lot together, and we're still working through the devastation of our loss. But God has been gracious to us, and He kept us together in spite of the storms and tragedy of the last few years. It's a miracle that we're still here. But just as God has done for us what seemed impossible, He can do the same for you. If you are willing, come walk with us and learn about a new life. It is a way to be rescued from a life of addiction, a way to be free, a way to live life with purpose, to walk alongside one another. Come join us.